All right, I want to welcome everyone to our live Saturday morning presentation. Everyone should be able to see my screen, and we're going to be talking about how to market healthy smoothies. We've been talking a little bit about that before we started the official presentation. And there's a lot of different ways that you can make your health smoothies. One of the things there's a couple things I want to cover in today's presentation. And certainly if you've got questions, unmute yourself. We'll have time at the end of the presentation for questions. I want you to understand the size of the shake and meal replacement industry. I want you to understand how important it is to make a shake that is both fulfilling and a taste sensation. And then I also want to go over some of the unique properties between the Biome shake and the SMLSmart health shake that we have available to us from Synergy Worldwide. And then I want to give you some suggestions from a social media campaign on how you can begin to, again, create interest for people. But it's really important to, first off, understand your market. So I pulled a bunch of things from different sources. This is Planet Smoothie. It's a franchise that's out there. And you can see that according to information from Planet Smoothie, this is a $5 billion a year industry. And when they looked at their customers that used their product, what they got back from the customers in terms of describing what they felt about their product was that 85% of the people felt that it was healthy and 82% of them felt that it was fresh. And so from a marketing standpoint, people are looking for something that's healthy, something that's fresh, something that will help them get through their day in a better way. Now, in this article from this organization or this franchise, Planet Smoothie, there were 3 reasons why they felt that smoothies and smoothie franchises are here to stay. Smoothies are relevant, smoothies taste good, and smoothie buyers are a growing demographic. So I've got highlighted in yellow a couple things. So many healthy foods feel like punishment, but smoothies allow people to eat well and while actually enjoying what they eat. So there's the perception that you can have something healthy in a smoothie that is good for you and tastes good, as opposed to good for you, but it's going to be blah in taste. And then when they look at the demographic, I'm not going to read the highlighted. What I've done is, here is the market size, at least for this franchise. 71% of their market are people ages 18 to 44. For 45 and above, it's only 16% of our market. Now, most of the people on today's call were in that age 45 and older category. So if we're going to try and market to people who are within our age category, understand that there's going to be less people who are interested in a healthy smoothie than other things that they might be interested in with regards to improving the quality of their life. But at the same time, if you're using social media platforms, there's some other options that you can use that can get you to a younger demographic. And in a younger demographic, people would be more receptive to looking at this meal replacement, healthy smoothies, as something for them to use. There's something from what's called Mintel. It's a marketing firm that looks at different types of things that are going on in the marketplace. 2 in 5 US consumers are replacing their breakfast with nutritional and performance drinks. So that means that 2 in 5, that would be 40% of the adult population is looking for something that they can use to replace their breakfast with something that's nutritious as a meal replacement. So again, there's a large market of people who are looking to do something with their breakfast meal, as opposed to maybe waiting in line for Starbucks or waiting in line for Dunkin' Donuts. Now, I'm not going to go through all the information that they have here. This is a PDF that I'll make available to you when the Tuesday's newsletter goes out. But what I wanted to look at is this thing in blue. 80% of consumers view nutritional and performance drinks as a great guilt-free snack. So in addition to the meal replacement, there's also the alternative healthy snack that people are looking for. I don't have demographics with regards to how big the snack industry is, but all you have to do is go to your local grocery store and walk down the snack aisle. Here in West Chicago, where I live, we typically go to either Aldi or Jewel. And, if you go to Aldi, as soon as you enter Aldi is the snack aisle. If you go to the Jewel, it's in the center of the Jewel area. And again, it's not just a small area. This is a large area where there's, all different types of choices of snacks. And so again, people are looking for something that's healthier for them to snack on than the traditional potato chips. I mean, if you look at potato chips today, there are a lot of what I call more healthy types of chips that you can buy than the old standbys, such as Lay's potato chips and other ones like that. So anyways, there's all these different little niche markets that you can begin to look at and how you can begin to promote healthy smoothies to these different niche markets of people who are interested in looking for an alternative. And again, when we talk about the marketing strategy, I'm going to give you some suggestions on how to do this to create interest. And if you're marketing to the right demographic, then you can create interest where people will want to contact you. And again, I'm going to show you, again, my suggestions on how to have them contact you so that you can begin to have a dialogue. You're going to use stuff to create interest. And like we talked about in the past, you're getting people into the top of your funnel, and then you're using other tools and techniques to move them down through your funnel. Now, I want to go to this other piece that they have here. So when they looked at all the stuff that they examined, you can see that there's two categories. 88% of people feel like smoothies, health shakes help them maintain a healthy lifestyle. And 69% felt that they were a more effective source of nutrients than whole foods. So that means that 88% saw smoothies as part of a healthy lifestyle, and almost 70% felt that what they were getting in their smoothie was more nutritious than what they could do from eating whole foods. So they see this as a way of being able to both maintain a lifestyle and get better nutrition. Now, in Insights Now, which is the last one that we're going to look at, and this is a bit dated, but typically trends that they see in 2014, again, those trends will most likely continue to increase. I'm not going to look at all of the 5 mega trends, but I want to focus on 3 of the 5. So trend number 2 is the growth in meal replacement behavior is driven by an increase in rushed lifestyles among U.S. consumers. We most likely have, when the pandemic started, and it took us a little over 2 years to get out of it. Some people would say we're still in the pandemic, but from an activity standpoint, people were forced into their homes, and work situations, people worked out of their homes. But now, like I've been in Chicago several times in the last couple of weeks for various reasons. It's active. People are out there. I've ridden on the subway I've ridden on the train going in, on the buses going in down to the loop. Some people still wear their masks. A lot of people don't. People are all around. So the activity of people having rushed lifestyles is now back in the swing, so to speak. And again, there's 2 things that I noticed when I'm out in the public, at least in the last couple of weeks. Well, I should say more than 2, but one, everyone's on their cell phone. Not everyone, but a lot of people You just watch. They're walking, they're looking at their cell phone. They're on the bus, they're looking at their cell phone. They're on the train, they're looking at their cell phone. And the other thing is they're carrying something to drink. A lot of people have Starbucks or other things that they're carrying that they're drinking. And then if you just do a general observation of people, again, the same thing happens. You'll find that 7 out of 10 people are either overweight or obese, which we'll be talking in 2 weeks from now in terms of how you can begin to market that overweight weight management area. So again, we've got this curve back towards a rushed lifestyle. And then trend 3, health and wellness movements or moments of meal replacement are on the decline, while taste and convenient moments are on the increase. So what that means is that people are not so much concerned about the health and wellness as they are about the taste and the convenience. So again, from a marketing standpoint, you can begin to market this as a healthy alternative that is both a taste sensation and extremely convenient to do, especially, I look at people who I live in West Chicago. There is a Starbucks here on the corner of North Avenue and Route 59, and I see cars lined up. And it most likely takes them from the time that they get in line to the time that they get their drink, anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes. Well, most likely what people are doing while they're waiting in line is what they do on the train. They're scrolling on their phone while they're waiting. Again, we can give people a healthy alternative that also saves them time and most likely is cost effective, cost neutral, or even saves them some money compared to what they're buying. And then the final trend that we looked at is moments matter of how consumers perceive protein as a meal replacement benefit. So when we're looking at people who look at taste and convenience, it's convenience is most important, flavor is most important, and high in protein is the third thing that they're looking at. When we're talking the health and fitness industry, protein is most important, lots of flavor, low in calories. So again, depending upon who you're marketing to, depends upon what you want to emphasize with regards to the benefits of the healthy smoothie. So there's a couple of questions that you always need to ask when you're doing a smoothie. Are you using the shake for a meal? If you are, what meal do you want to replace? And what's most important to you, taste, convenience, or protein? So again, when you begin to dialogue with people with regards to their desire to replace a meal, there are some things that you can ask them from a question standpoint to dialogue with them, better understand where they're coming from, so you can better position the products from Synergy Worldwide and what you're going to suggest to them to emphasize the things that they're looking for. Now, if they're looking for taste, again, your job is to make sure that you make the most taste sensation smoothie that you possibly can make. And then you want to share that with people. And you can try other types of recipes. Like Timothy was telling me today, before we started recording this call, the way that he makes his shake, completely different than the way that I make. There's some crossovers. I use spinach. He uses spinach. I use the Biome shake. He uses the Biome shake. He throws in frozen ice. I don't. I throw in frozen strawberries, frozen blueberries, frozen raspberries, frozen blackberries to cool my shake down to make it really a cold shake, because that's how I like it. And so again, my shake is different, but I had my shake before I came on this morning. I love the taste of that shake. I've been doing that shake for I don't know how long, a long time. And I've never gotten tired of the taste of that shake. Now, maybe someone else wouldn't like my shake the same way that I do. So you can begin to experiment with other ways of making the shake and be able to then have a central formula or recipe, and then other ways that you can make the shake for different taste sensations to give people variety in what they're doing. The Purify manual that we have on the Our Synergy Family website, on page 9 of that manual is the basic shake recipe. So this is how I make my shake in the morning. I use unsweetened almond milk. I actually use a little bit more than 6 ounces now. I use the Biome shake, 2 scoops. We're going to look at the Biome shake compared to the SMLSmart Health Shake. I use spinach. I use frozen mixed berries, frozen strawberries, and I always make sure that I throw in sunflower butter, no sugar, but with salt, because it tastes just like peanut butter, except that there's no allergens in sunflower butter, and it's a healthy fat. And as you can see, total caloric intake is 450 calories. Protein intake is 30 grams of protein, 11 grams of fiber. Now, that shake, I had it a little bit later this morning than what I normally do, but that shake will take me until 1 o'clock before I start getting hungry. And so I'll get a good 5 hours out of that shake before I begin to feel like I need to eat something. And I'll get good consistent energy, good clear focus during that time period. And that's the basic shake recipe that I use. Now, on page 25, there are some other ways of making that same smoothie. If I was going to change up the way that I do my smoothie, of the ones that we have that you see here on the screen, the Dreamsicle smoothie would be my second choice if I wanted to do a different type of smoothie. And the reason why the Dreamsicle smoothie resonates with me is because as a kid growing up in Des Plaines, and again, I turned 69 this month. So back when I was a kid, they actually had ice cream trucks that came through your street. You could hear the jingle of the bell. Kids knew that the ice cream truck was going to come down their street, and you all got onto the street and you waited for the ice cream truck so that you could buy ice cream from the ice cream vendor. Well, I always got the Dreamsicles, the combination of orange with vanilla. That was my go-to choice anytime that truck came in my area. So for me, that Dreamsicle smoothie does 2 things. One, it's a taste sensation. And secondly, it reminds me of my childhood. So again, all these different types of combinations that you can make for your health smoothies begins to give you the ability to also market those new ones that you make and let people know, how it tastes, what kind of values that it has from a calorie intake, from a protein intake, from a fiber intake. So again, you can create other potential smoothies that would be attractive to other people to say, okay, what he showed me in the first smoothie, I wasn't really impressed with, but hey, this one sounds pretty good, looks delicious. I think I want to get that recipe. So again, there's ways by using different recipes that you can then add people into the top of your funnel to help them in this process of seeing this as part of their healthy lifestyle and a meal replacement that would be nutritious for them and hold their appetite for a long period of time. Now, when we come to choices from a shake standpoint from Synergy Worldwide, we basically have 2 choices. The Biome Shake, which is the choice that I prefer, the SMLSmart Health Shake, which I know there's a lot of people who like that one. Bob Wishmeyer is not on this morning, but this is the one that he uses all the time. So if you're going to do the Biome Shake, the cost on the Biome Shake is $45. There's no way to lower that cost because they don't give you any type of a discount if you buy more of the Biome shake. And if you're using the Biome shake, it no longer comes in the canister that you see. It comes in what they call the pouch. So Synergy is switching over to pouches as opposed to canisters. I don't know if they're doing this for the SlimSmart, but they have switched the Biome shake now into a pouch, makes it easier for them to ship. Same amount of material, same amount of product in the pouch. And if you're buying jumbo jars or if your customers are getting jumbo jars of Pro Arginine, you're going to find that they're all going to start getting pouches. Synergy has done away with the plastic jumbo jars for Pro Arginine, and it's now a jumbo packet. Same amount of product. It's just that it's in a packet. It's most likely it's much easier for them to ship them. Again, it's a resealable packet. So a person, just like any change that happens in life, people just need to get used to it. And again, I don't know if they're going to do the same thing in the SlimSmart Health Shake. I would assume that they'll most likely make that transition for that too. But if you're going to do the SlimSmart Health Shake, you can buy this as 10 canisters at a time. So you can take the cost of what would be $37 for a canister. If you bought 10, that takes it down to $29 a canister, basically giving a person 5 months worth of meal replacements if they're doing one on a daily basis. So from a cost standpoint, the SlimSmart Health Shake is extremely cost effective in helping a person make a meal replacement. You know, it'd be $4.50 just for the Biome shake. You're looking at basically $3 for the SlimSmart. So from economic standpoint, the SlimSmart Health Shake, only vanilla, that's the only one that they have from a flavoring system now, is a great choice for a person. Now, all of them have benefits to them. If you're looking at the SlimSmart, the benefit is that they use a protein blend. 3 types of protein. They use whey, soy, and casein. The reason why they do that is because they burn at different rates. And because protein burns at different rates, they're able to extend your satisfaction and able to extend your hunger or keep you from getting hungry over a longer period of time. So protein is always great to have to take the edge off of your hunger. And again, the type of protein that you're consuming makes a difference in terms of how you're feeling. And again, they use these 3 types of proteins to give you long-term in terms of how it breaks down in your body. They also have an energy blend to this, and they also have a great vitamin and mineral blend. It's 260 calories because, again, if you're looking at the sugar content, there's 12 grams of sugar per serving. What's a serving? 3 scoops. So again, a container has 45 scoops or 15 servings. So you're using 3 scoops for your SlimSmart shake. And if you're looking at 12 grams of sugar, again, 1 teaspoon is equal to 4 grams. So basically there's 3 teaspoons of sugar per SlimSmart serving. Now, some people want to avoid that. If they do, then this would not be the choice for them. Other people don't care. All they care about is taste and how it makes them feel. And is this nutritious for me? And if they're really not conscious of all the sugar that they take in on a daily basis, this is still a pretty good choice. Because if you look at some of the alternatives that they're drinking or eating, the sugar content would most likely be much higher than what you're seeing here in the SlimSmart. Now, when you come to the Biome shake, again, the only choice you have is vanilla. you can see that, well, I'll do a side-by-side comparison. I don't get as much protein in the Biome shake as what I do in the SMLSmart shake. You'll see that in a little bit, but I am getting something that is gluten-free, certified vegan, and it uses what's called pea protein. Now, when I look at pea protein is hypoallergenic for most people, meaning that some people, when we look at different proteins, going back up here, some people could have an issue with whey, or they could have an issue with soy, or they could have an issue with casein. Very seldom will you ever have a person have any kind of issue with pea protein. So I like pea protein more than I like those other types of proteins. When you look at pea protein, we talked about this in other Saturday presentations. I don't have it here on today's. But if I look at whey protein, which is the typical protein most people get in a meal replacement shake, versus pea protein, almost all the ingredients are the same from the standpoint of number of calories that you're getting, the amount of protein that you're getting, and the amount of fat that you're getting. But what is different is the makeup of the protein. So when I'm dealing with whey protein, I have about 3 times the amount of L-arginine as a protein source in pea protein than I do in whey protein. So on a serving standpoint, it's about a half a gram, whereas on the pea protein, it's about 1.5 grams. Well, we all know the benefit of L-arginine from the standpoint of producing nitric oxide. Again, one of the other benefits that I'm enjoying from L-arginine through Pro-arginine Plus is that when you look at L-arginine fuels 7 different metabolic pathways in the human body. One of those pathways is what's called proline. Proline is extremely important for wound healing. So if you're dealing with a diabetic who's dealing with sores or skin discoloration due to poor circulation, having them make a protein shake using the Biome shake will give them more L-arginine, especially if they're using Pro-arginine. But even if they're not, they're going to get more L-arginine into their system, which will then help the L-arginine fuel 3 things that are involved in wound healing: nitric oxide, the health of your endothelium, and proline, or L-arginine through the proline pathway, are all important in speeding wound healing. So for a diabetic who has sores or has poor circulation and you can see skin discoloration, you'll find that using the Biome shake is a much better alternative for them, especially from the standpoint that when we look at the nutritional facts here, there is no sugar at all in the Biome shake. So they don't have to worry about the 12 grams of sugar that they would get in the SMLSmart shake. They don't have to worry with the Biome shake. And they're still getting a great protein source that's actually going to help them fuel a metabolic pathway that will help them from a wound healing standpoint. Now, when you go side-by-side comparisons between the two, you can see it's 3 scoops for the health shake, the SMLSmart health shake, 2 scoops for the Biome shake, caloric intake 260, 150 calories for the Biome shake. Again, when you're dealing with a meal replacement, don't get caught up in calories. Make sure that what you're doing is 2 things: taste great and is healthy. So adding that, if I was using the SMLSmart shake, I would still add my sun butter to it, because all that's going to do is slow down the digestive process and hold that shake over an even longer period of time. So don't worry about the calories. Worry about how you make the shake and make it as healthy as possible to extend the length of the shake to satisfy hunger. Now, we can go, again, I'll provide this PDF. You can see from a sugar standpoint, 12 grams versus 0. And then I'm not going to go through all the vitamins and minerals that are in here. There's a lot of crossovers between the two. The SlimSmart has a few things that the Health Shake doesn't have, the Biome Health Shake doesn't have, and vice versa. But both of them are good sources of nutrition. And then the last thing to look at here is from a protein standpoint. So I'm getting 26 grams of protein in my SlimSmart, where I'm getting 20 grams in my Biome Shake. Again, the best way for you to begin to maybe attract people to wanting to look at this would begin the process of doing some social media posting, whether it be on Facebook, or if you're into more of the more current ones, Instagram and other things that are out there. Again, it's all about creating interest. And I would always suggest that you would do videos. You know, David, a couple of weeks ago, showed you some simple things that he does from a video standpoint. Videos are always going to capture people's attention more than just text. So I'm going to give you just some examples, and then we'll open this up for any questions. So posting number 1, I found a simple meal replacement technique that is nutritious and delicious and helps me feel better. Here's what I do. And then, like I said, I would do a video of me making my shake. And then, you know, from putting the ingredients in to blending it in the blender to my first sip, and give a big thumbs up, smile, whatever you want to do. And then DM me for the ingredient list. Don't put the ingredient list in your post. If you do, there's no reason for people to contact you. Excuse me. They might be able to figure it out from your video, but most people are not going to take the time to go through the video to see exactly every ingredient that you put in. So if you say DM for the ingredient list, that's the best way to create a contact where you can then follow up with them by saying, hey, great, here's the specific recipe that I use for this one. I've got other ones that I do. I'll be sharing some posts later on, but you know, this is what I do. This is the product that I use. And I think, you know, it's the best of what's out there. Posting number 2, want a healthier alternative than waiting in a line at Dunkin' or Starbucks and saves you time and money? Here's what I do. And it basically is the same thing. Video of what I do to make my morning smoothie, and then DM me for ingredient list. Now, posting number 3, again, I did this one based upon my age category versus the people who are actually drinking about 3 times the number of health smoothies than what my age category does. How an old fogey learned how to eat like my grandkids, and I feel better because of it. Here's what I do. And then again, same video, DM for ingredient list. And then as you experiment with other ways of making the shake, and you find ones that you really like taste standpoint, do the same thing. Hey, I've talked to you in the past about my morning smoothie. I just created a new taste sensation. Here's what I do. Again, do the video and then DM for the ingredient list. Use your headline to create interest, but through questions. Use the video to engage people, because that video doesn't need to be longer than 2.5 minutes. And then call to action. DM for the ingredient list. So that's what I have for this morning's presentation. Do I have anyone that has any questions that you would like to ask at this time?
Good morning, and thank you. I hope you're feeling better, Dan.
I am. Thank you for asking.
This is Andrea in Kansas. And I thank you very much for doing a rundown between Biome and SlimSmart, because I was sniffing around on that. And my question is, if there's a possibility of doing a Slim kit through Synergy as well as the Purify kit.
Yeah, I'm sure
there was something comparable.
Sure. So In 2 weeks, I'm going to be doing a presentation to show you from a marketing standpoint a little bit different technique than using the Purify kit or the SlimSmart kit. And it's going to center on just 2 products from Synergy Worldwide. One of those products is replaceable, meaning that the 2 products that I'll focus on will be using the Biome Shake and using Crave Control from the standpoint of weight management. So helping a person from a weight management standpoint get a handle on both their cravings and their weight through a meal replacement, and then using the Crave Control to control cravings. Very simple program. It'll have some tools and techniques in there that really is easy to implement, less things that people have to think about. You know, I've been in the health and fitness industry for a long period of time. The more things that you ask people to do from a change standpoint, the harder it is for them to stay compliant. And so when I show you the information in 2 weeks, basically, you know, meal replacement, which is easy for people to do, and then a stick of Crave Control to set them up for success going into their next meal. And where you put that in really is a dialogue that you have with your client to know where best to control their appetite. So if they snack in the evenings, then Crave Control works best prior, you know, after dinner. If they're using a meal replacement in the morning, you know, come home, have your dinner, use Crave Control so that you don't snack in the evening. So anyway, I don't want to get into the presentation for that Saturday, but
Sure.
but
Go ahead,
again,
please.
so, you know, to me, from a marketing standpoint, I would rather steer people towards products that they're going to use on a daily basis, long term, because then you can interest them in the Thrive, you know, Subscribe and Thrive program to get an additional discount with free shipping and go from there.
Very good. And I just wanted to quickly let you guys know that Dane was kind enough to send me the Purify kit, and I discovered that 2 scoops of the Biome with 1 packet of the DTX plus a scoop of Pro Arginine, sometimes 2. No kidding, it tastes like a mild rainbow sherbet.
Yeah.
So
yes,
and I don't want to take up too much time, but I have a little bit of concern or feedback regarding the different quantities in the pack. It's kind of hard to get my footing on what I would like staggering, ordering different products and things like that. But is there a resource that I can call at Synergy to talk with anybody about that?
you can always try customer service, but I don't know if they'll be able to help you with that.
Okay.
You know, you can call me if
you
can call me if you want. Do you have my phone number?
I do have your contact. Thank you. I will send you a text prior to that. I've got a couple of massage appointments today to take care of.
Okay.
But thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome. Anyone else?
Hey, good morning, Dan. This is David.
Yes, David.
Well, first of all, thank you. I know I noticed in your voice you're having a little bit of effort, but I certainly appreciate your putting this together for us.
Yeah, I'm not back to 100% yet.
Yep. A couple things, Dan. First of all, thank you. It's great information. I like the part where you said the people will make a decision of what is most important to them: taste, convenience, or protein.
Mm-hmm.
And what I found, and of course, I have adopted the Biome Shake based upon the exact ingredients that you're using, and that includes the spinach and the butter and of course in the frozen berries. That's great. My favorite actually is frozen blueberries. I prefer just to have the blueberries personally rather than a mix, but it just makes a great taste sensation. My question is this: I know that in my area, when I've talked to people and my videos have had an impact. I was at a business meeting yesterday in Oak Brook, and I still have people asking me about that. So I'm sending out the links to people on my videos and information. But I found that convenience is really important, Dan, right? Over the taste and the protein. People need convenience. And so my
Yes.
question to you is this: have you heard that the shake can be mixed with maybe a whisk or because not everybody wants to go through the process of mixing it up in the blender and then having to wash the blender afterwards and go through that process.
Mhm.
Is the protein shake, to your knowledge, able to be mixed outside of the spinach? Because I know that makes it more difficult than maybe the frozen, but just as the shake itself, with a spoon or a whisk or a hand blender or something like that, and it would come out the same?
So I've not done it that way, David. If you're just talking the shake in like water, which I don't recommend, use the almond, unsweetened almond milk.
Right.
If you use a spoon, it'll be lumpy. If you use a whisk, it'll be better. If
Okay.
so again, whatever that you can whisk the material with that provides more agitation, the better off that you're going to be in terms of making something that's a little bit smoother. It's certainly. Go ahead, Judy.
So Synergy has a shaker cup, at which you can put your shake in and your liquid in. You shake it up and it's got a flip lid, so you can drink it right out of that container.
I have a question about that, Judy.
Yes.
I do have the shaker cup and I've used it for my Pro Arginine Plus and that. I've never used it for smoothie. Now the shaker cup has a wire thing inside of it that I guess helps the agitation.
Yes.
So if you use it, do you drink it with that wire thing in it?
Yeah.
And
If you keep the lid on, you're not going to get it in your mouth.
Well, does the metal deteriorate in time?
No.
That's the biggest question that always came up, but I'm glad you brought it up, Judy, because I did have that question.
No, because yeah. So use the shaker cup from Synergy Worldwide, because again, it's got the ball inside, provides the agitation. It's not going to deteriorate, and when they go to wash it, it's not going to get rusty or anything like that, David. So yes,
Right.
just that would be the easiest way for them to make their shake. Certainly understand that if you're throwing in frozen blueberries and things like that, that wire thing is not going to break those things up. But from a shake standpoint, that would be a great way of going.
Well, thank you for that. And thank you, Judy, for making that suggestion. I think I'm going to try it myself because, those shaker cups, Synergy has I don't know if the prices have changed, but you buy 10 of them for $100 and there's such great giveaways to clients, especially clients been with you for a while, and you mail it to them as just a gift and it makes an impact and it helps customer retention. So thank you again, both of you, for the suggestion.
You're welcome.
Welcome. And if I could just add, so you use the unsweetened almond milk and a lot of people use water. I actually grow my own kefir, and kefir is a probiotic.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
So I use kefir in my shakes every morning. It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, no, and you make it, people can go and buy it out of the store. So that would be a great alternative too.
Yes, I use water kefir and not milk kefir.
Okay.
So you can't buy water kefir in the store. You do have to buy the grains and make it yourself.
How do you spell that, Judy?
Kefir.
Okay, thank you. I got to look that up.
No, that's a great alternative, Judy. And again, you'll take the time to do that. When David talks about convenience, most people won't do that because it's not convenient. But again, you can go to the store and you can buy kefir. And again, it gives you a whole nother profile of healthy things that go into your shake from a probiotic standpoint. And yes, it's a great suggestion.
Judy, did you say you grew your own kefir?
Yes, I grow my own kefir. It's you put it in water. You have to use water that is not chlorinated, because that kills the grains. But yeah, you just water and sugar. And I use organic sugar, quarter cup organic sugar, 8 ounces of water, and my kefir grains. And I've had kefir grains for 3 years, where you continue to reuse them and feed them.
You mix it up and make it a blender, because I see it as a liquid here.
Well, it is a liquid, and you use that liquid and put it in your shake. You keep the grains and make another batch.
Got it.
So,
oh, thank you.
Grains are like a fermenter. It ferments the water. It makes it a little fuzzy.
Thank you, Judy.
You're welcome.
Anyone else before we say goodbye?
Hey, Dan, it's Carlos from San Juan, Puerto Rico. How you doing?
Good, Carlos, and yourself?
Oh, great. Just having a nice time with your Zoom meeting. Yeah. Dan, my question is, you've been in health for many years. If I were to recommend this type of smoothie to a gym or to a certain smoothie shop, what would be correct cost on retail for that smoothie?
Well, gosh, I would go to the health food shop or the smoothie shop and see what they're currently selling things for. My gut feeling, depends upon where you're located. It would run anywhere from $7 up to maybe $9 for your smoothie. And then really the cost becomes how much of these other things that they end up putting in it, because most likely their largest cost that they're doing is going to be in the health shake that they're using. So for example, when I was in Costa Rica, they had a smoothie bar. So I actually had the guy make me a smoothie. Didn't like the taste of the first one that I got from him. So I talked to him about making some other changes the next day for me, and he agreed to do that. But they typically would just use water. You know, they don't do the almond milk. They don't. So it really depends upon what the place where you're going to, what they're actually doing. That's typically why I usually don't get smoothies at other locations, because the sugar content is so high in those things that I just don't want to deal with the sugar, especially given, you know, I just had an operation for cancer in my face, and so all sugar does is feed cancer. So I've been pretty restrictive in terms of how I look at sugar. But anyways, you know, it really depends, you know, and from a cost standpoint, most likely they would lean towards the SMLSmart 10-pack, because now you're looking at, for simplicity, $3. You know, that's their cost. Now they'll get some money back through the elite rebate program, depending upon how much that they're buying. You know, let me go to this other. If you look at the cost for the SMLSmart, we're looking at, if you're buying 10, you're getting 120 CV. So they'd most likely go through more than 10 canisters on a weekly basis. They would get some money back from Synergy Worldwide. You'd really have to talk to them, where you would do a presentation, a pro forma for them with regards to something like this. And it all, you know, there's a lot of competition that's out there with regards to health shakes and things that people use, Kachava and other ones that are out there. So again, most vendors like that are looking for a good protein source at the least cost possible. Let's put it that way. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Thank you, Dan.
You're welcome. Anyone else before we say goodbye? All right, thank you.
Just continued prayers for your healing, and thank you, everybody.
I appreciate that. Thank you. All right. Thank you, everyone. David Munoz is going to do a great presentation next week on how we can grow old young. And then I'll be back the following Saturday. Thank you. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye now.